to the top of the club.
Before I forget to just mention, my goals are something that I'm trying to make achievements. I'm tired of dying out, life ain't nothing but pain.
I'm doing fine. I was running late a little bit myself. I just ran to the store real quick. Okay.
I know, I was like running around, getting ready this morning. You know, Saturday mornings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aw.
Yep. So how you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem.
Excited.
Oh, no problem. So before we get started, where are you originally from?
So I'm originally from San Diego.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, San Diego is my hometown, but my mom is Swedish and my dad's British.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. So I see that my attention to draw from you was that "Say Goodbye" song. I never really seen like live instruments and music videos and everything like that. So that's one thing to draw my attention to you, including your voice. You got a nice voice. So.
Thank you. Yeah, I love that song. We actually, my producer was the one who actually had the idea, which was so cool because it was, like you said, you don't really see it too often. Especially like on the rooftop too. He had a really cool spot where we could film it. So he was like, yeah, why don't we just like go to this rooftop and film it and like have the instruments in the background that we used in the song. Okay. And I'm like, oh, what a fun idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So did you start out with music or dancing first?
I started off as a dancer. I started off dancing when I was like 3 years old.
Oh, crap. So you've been doing that for a while. Okay.
Yeah, I was doing it. I did from ballet, jazz, hip hop, modern, contemporary, even on point where you're like up on your toes.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice. Yeah, I did point too. So I was doing that for pretty much my whole life, and then I kind of crossed over into the music world, because you listen to music when you dance. So I kind of got into that entertainment realm, and I just enjoyed music so much, and I started doing choir and just music related shows or talent shows or anywhere where I could perform basically. And then I eventually kind of became more of a performer and musician than an actual dancer after that.
Okay, all right. So what was the first song you recorded that made you say, okay, I can do this?
Oh my gosh, the first song, I went in and I did a cover to Do you know LMA? She's an R&B singer. Okay, yeah. She's an R&B singer from London. She's one of my favorite people. So much inspiration from her. Okay. But I went to the studio and I recorded "She Don't" because I was just so beginner. I had never written a song before. I'd never was taught how to do anything. So I kind of just, the engineer was like, yeah, just prepare a song you'd like to sing and we'll go in. And then after that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. The experience, just being inside a studio. Okay. And that's when I kind of, after that experience, I was like, you know what, I'm going to learn to songwrite. So I kind of just taught myself, and I just was in the studio all the time practicing, and at home at night, whenever I had time, just practicing songwriting. And finally, I started taking my songwriting with me and creating my own original music in the studio.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That is a real tough thing to do for us R&B singing, because it's a lot of ghostwriting behind that with a lot of big artists and everything like that. So for you to pick up that skill and do it your own, that's a way ahead of a step.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know, it's been really cool too because when you pick up something, I feel like I wasn't as confident in my songwriting when I was beginning because, I was such a beginner. Yeah. And now I have people reaching out to me, asking if I can help them write songs or if I can write their songs for them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a big step or accomplishment because I just everyone starts somewhere,
Yeah. Well,
so I thought it was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, because it's I don't know, it's a lot of different R&B singers that really don't write all their music. It was a shock to me. So I seen that you was a songwriter also, so I was like, oh my gosh, you wrote all of this? I was like, wow.
Oh, thank you.
So
I know, I really enjoy it. Honestly, it's such a, I would say I'm really bad at, I feel like, speaking or like sharing my emotions. So I definitely put and like dive into my music whenever I feel down or happy or whatever emotion I feel. I definitely like get to writing.
Yeah, that's the best way to create.
Yeah.
So yep. So far as like songwriting and everything like that, like has that been keeping you busy or you? That's cool. I like that.
Well, it's wild. My friends joke with me because I have like so many jobs. Like I live out of I'm from San Diego, but I'm based in LA, and so like a lot of I work in PR, and I also work as an assistant for a musician, and I also work at I also manage a few artists, and then I also have the songwriting. It's like a lot. So I definitely go from like different tasks all the time. So it keeps me busy out here in LA. It's definitely a workplace for me. San Diego's home, and like LA is more of like a workplace for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far as like any like future projects that you got working on for yourself?
Yeah. So I've recorded I want to say 20 to 25 songs, and I have just been been holding on to them because I really want to pick and choose, and hopefully gonna drop either a project or an album is my plan. I have never dropped an album before, so just trying to build and keep building my fans and followers so I can have an excitement for the release. So hopefully by beginning of next year I'll be dropping an album.
All right, that's cool. So any new visuals coming off that before it drop, or are you gonna do it after?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely want to have the visuals with it, so I'm gonna for sure have hopefully 2 or 3 new visuals that I want to connect with the songs. Just because visuals are so fun, you always have to look at the theme and the meaning behind every song. Because sometimes you're listening, but are you really listening? So I feel like music videos kind of bring my vision to life. I really like to play my music videos out and go with the theme of what I was trying to say.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I understood.
Yeah.
Far as production wise, who is the person that's the go-to person, or is it only one person?
I have a few. So I work a lot with Vidal. He's a producer that I met at I used to go to the Los Angeles Film School for music production.
Oh.
So I met some really dope people. Yeah. Okay. So he and I went to school, and I met there with him. And he and I just have we built such a great relationship as far as music. He always sends over beats to me, and we always get in the studio together, record. And it's so funny because he's you always inspire me for my work, and I get inspired by when he sends his music over. So I feel like we've developed a really good music tag team. So I really like working with him. I have a few songs coming with him on the album, and I also work with Anderson Knight. He's super, super cold. He's so fire. So he has a very, very different sound too. He's super, I would say R&B inspired, and also old school R&B. So I really like working with him too.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited. And I also seen you did a song with he's a friend of a friend, but I'm still keep in touch with him. Frenchie, baby.
Yeah. Oh my God, Frenchie is the best. I was so happy when he wanted to work because I had known him for quite some time, and we always had been friends. So I didn't really think of collaborating until we've gotten the studio so many times, and it just kind of happened. And I'm oh my gosh, we always create something fun. So I was okay, now let's take this serious. Let's actually really drop a song.
Yay.
So we finally, I really thought of him for that song. It's called Shake It.
Yep.
Because Shake It. It's such a fun song, and he always reminds me of just such a fun, happy, bubbly person. And I definitely think his Bay Area vibes were great for that song.
Yeah, most definitely. Cause he, I think it was 6 years ago. He sent me a record, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I got this dope artist I'm working with." And I was like, "This dope artist you working with? Who is this?" And he told me what was the guy name was. He's supposed to be an R&B singer too. And I was like, I hate being honest with him. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. You ever got that person in your life? You be like, "Man, he's so happy. I don't want to tell him he sucked." But I was like, "Yeah, that song is alright." You know. His verses was good, but the other guy, it wasn't that good. So I was like, okay, man, it was all right. And And then he was like, that's how I found out about you. And he was like, well, I got this other. Yeah. So when I finally played the bro, I was like, hey, he got something. All right, man, that's cool.
I'm so happy. I'm glad you found me through that.
Yeah, he
was
like,
cool. I love hearing that.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, man.
I'm glad you like the song too.
Yeah, I love the song. The song is great. So that's after hearing that, I was like, So I researched your name on YouTube, and it popped up with the Say Goodbye, and I was like, yo, that video visual look dope, because it's like you got to. I like when California artists do something that look California, not something that's in some building, you know what I'm saying, like that. So it's like when I see the outside and the palm trees, I have to click on it. That draws my attention.
Yeah.
And the song.
Oh, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's cool. Especially like as a West Coast artist, that's cool to hear that it drew you in the palm trees, because to me I love that's like home to me when I see palm trees. So that makes me happy other people like it too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's the scenery, because I stayed in San Francisco, California for like 10 years, so it was like.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I went to school out there. I went to college, so I was like, yeah. So I spent majority of my adulthood out in California, so I was like, dang, I want to move back. And it's,
where are you based now?
Oh, I'm in Lansing, Michigan.
Oh wow, Michigan! Oh my goodness, it's cold out there.
Not yet, but we're gonna get it. It's coming.
It's gonna happen. I've heard the winters are cold in Michigan. Oh my goodness.
6 foot of snow, it never fails. But sometimes they go, I don't know what the weather do, they just mess with us. We pretty much stuck in the house. So that's it.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Yeah. At least you get used to it though.
Yeah, that's it. I got spoiled out there in California, so I came back home and forgot how cold it can get, so that's what it was.
Right. And my sister, she's a painter. She went to art school in San Francisco, so I visited a few times. It's a really pretty city.
Yeah,
it's special. It's really special out there.
Most definitely. I was I got lost going off campus one time, but I had needed somebody to be my tourist guide, and so that's when I met my friends. So
right? Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah. But other than that, what's like the future collaborations that you have going on as far as the other music, your newer music?
I have funnily enough, for this one I haven't like handpicked collaborators or like featured artists, but I feel like on this album I kind of went off of like inspiration. So I kind of just hop in the studio with people that I like am super inspired with, and right now I've been working with Conscious. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's not from here. He's based in LA, but he's from where is he from? I forgot where he's from, but somewhere in the South.
Okay.
And but he's super, super talented, and I have him. We've worked on 2 songs together. So I'm not sure if I'm going to release both of them on the album or just one, but I'm really excited to drop a song with him, because me and him, it's funny, we also have known each other for years and like had never worked, and then finally we just like had time to work together, and it's been like up from there.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, I have a podcast radio station that's in play with 107.1 Shade 45 Sirius XM. And what I normally do is when I interview artists, I ask for their permission for their music to be played on the radio. And I'm picking that back up 2 months from now. So, yeah. All right.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let me know.
Okay, I definitely will. So that's one thing that I'm doing. And I'm also starting my own album pretty soon, but I'm just right now working with different producers, and excuse me, and actually you the first R&B singer that I have actually interviewed with. So it's like I definitely want to find.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I definitely want to find a slot for you on the album. So I have to give.
I would love that.
The right person. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Keep me updated. That would be amazing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna travel with it. It's not gonna be I'm kind of used to the emailing track thing, but it's like I'm more like go to the studio and watch it get, so it's like it's different.
I like that too. I'm like definitely about the vibes and the inspiration in the room.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So far as everything else, have you actually like got in tune like with like far as like the performance and everything like that? You did live performance yet?
I love live performances. This year I actually have one coming up. I don't want to say the name yet because it's not like 100% confirmed. But,
okay.
But it's coming up. You know, I don't want to like say something that's not confirmed yet.
Okay.
But I'm going to be releasing the info soon, so stay tuned. And I'm going to have like a band with me for the first time performing. So that's going to be really cool. I'm excited for that.
So you include live bands with majority of your music or your records?
No, it's going to be my first time with a live band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm excited for that. I know, it was a cool switch up, and I thought, like, we haven't been having live music in so long with COVID, so I figured, like, it would be really cool to experience that live music feel.
Yeah. Speaking of COVID, is it really is it bad there in California still, or?
It's like on and off. It's so weird. Like, some days, like, people aren't strict about masks, and some days they are, and like, I think the mask mandate is just like so, it's confusing because I'll go to San Diego and there's no mask mandate, and then I'll come back to LA and there's a huge mask mandate. So I'm like, it's so confusing, and like every city's different and every place is different. Everyone feels a different way about it. So it's interesting. It's a different feel because I've been traveling like to different states during COVID, and every single like place is so different on the rules, so it like cracks me up because you have to kind of just adjust to where you are.
Because here in Michigan it's I don't know, it's kind of like topsy turvy. I think when it get colder outside, then they'll like slow down off the mask, because it's like literally when it get cold out here and the snow come down, nobody wants to leave the house. So that's so it's like it's forceful to even get up to go to work. So that's what it is. But,
that's hilarious. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But I definitely appreciate your time this Saturday. I appreciate the interview. Actually,
oh my gosh, thank you.
Thank you. And I definitely will be posting this. It's going to be tonight. Yep.
Oh, it's going to be tonight? Oh my gosh. I didn't know it was that soon.
Yeah, it's live right now.
Amazing. Oh, it's live? Oh, I didn't even know we were live.
Yeah. So it's like,
So wait, could people have tuned in, or like you have to post it later on?
Actually, YouTube is tuning in right now. I'm looking at the camera voltage in the comments right now. So it's like.
Oh wow! So, oh my gosh! I thought this was just a Zoom. Well, I guess that's good. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I got everything connected. My laptop to my camera to my phone. So it's like some.
Oh my gosh! What a setup! Yeah, can you send me this so I can share and post it too?
Most definitely. Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm definitely will be looking towards. Have you got a title for the album or not yet?
I have like a few thoughts, but I don't want to put it out yet because in case I change my mind.
All right.
Yeah.
So
hopefully it'll drop soon. You guys will hear it soon.
Okay. So and don't be a stranger. Whenever you drop a new visual, you just DM it to me. I'll tell you I'm on it, and I definitely react to it.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me today. And I'm honored that I'm like the first R&B singer. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and I'll definitely stay in touch. Most definitely.
Perfect. Yes, likewise, and hopefully it won't get too cold over there. No winter time.
I hope it don't. I might end up flying to California and staying there for a while before that.
Right. Let me know. We'll hop in the studio. We'll hop in the booth.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you so much, and take care.
All right, you too. Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
To the top of the globe, till the whole world knows my name, and in the brightest light, then I'll be alright. To the top of the lungs they scream, with a crowd so big I can see a thing, and I can't stop now, no, 'cause it's all I know, trying to take it to the top of the globe, 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 trying to take it to the top of the globe.
Before I forget to just mention, my goals are something that I'm trying to make achievements. I'm tired of dying now, life ain't nothing but pain. Every time I look at differentness, I think of my name. My shit is BC, ain't nobody else like this. Come on, stop trying to check, you can't knife this. I'm so